What's up, guys? So, Beautiful Soup versus Selenium. Is it really versus? We'll find out. Or is it Beautiful Soup and Selenium? So, I have some features listed here. We'll start one by one. And this is not just theoretical, we'll be checking out the practical implementation as well. So, functionality, what does Beautiful Soup provide? So, Beautiful Soup does HTML parsing. And Selenium is a automation tool. Okay, automation tool. Next, speed. Beautiful Soup is very fast. What about Selenium? It is slower. How much fast and how much slow? Don't worry, we'll find out. Can Beautiful Soup handle JavaScript? No, it can't. Can Selenium? Yes, it is able to. Use case. When it comes to use case, probably I should be telling you all the two types of websites which exist, which is one of them is static and one of them is dynamic. So static website is like there is no change in the website structure if you are performing certain actions like we are hovering on some element or we are clicking on some any element basically. So use case is Beautiful Soup is basically like mostly it is used for static websites, but Selenium it is used for dynamic websites. It can work for static as well, static or dynamic. And in dynamic it is like mostly it is based on JavaScript. So if we are performing certain interactions, so JavaScript is the one which takes care of all the you know the things which happen on the actions which are performed there basically. Then comes, do we need a browser to implement Beautiful Soup? No, we don't need a browser. But for Selenium, yes, we need a browser because Selenium is like we are actually opening the entire browser, like the entire website. But Beautiful Soup doesn't work that way. Then interactions. Can we perform interactions on Beautiful Soup? No, we can't perform any interactions with the websites. But in case of Selenium, yes, we can perform interactions. So it is like we can click, we can hover, we can scroll, we can do so many things with Selenium. Okay, so now based on just these things, you might be thinking, okay, it's like now how do we know which is a good one? So it depends on the use case. Let's jump on to some example. So it will be even more clear. Let's talk about this website. We have this website. Okay, here it has some codes mentioned, and we will be performing a scraping task where we'll be scraping these codes. And okay, so first of all, a Beautiful Soup. These are this code you will be explaining in the further videos. But right now, we just want to focus on one thing. We just want to see how Beautiful Soup and Selenium both can perform a same task, but how much time does it require? So in static, and this is Beautiful Soup in static website, and we are using this codes one. Let's run it. And static. Okay. And as we can see, these are the codes which were listed down. These are the codes, and it took only 1.2 seconds for Beautiful Soup to perform the action, and all the data was scraped. Now let's go to Selenium. We are using the same static website. Even it might seem like the code is bit, you know, it doesn't make any sense. But we'll be covering the code in the further videos. No need to worry about it. But we are just focusing on the execution time and what other things possible with Selenium. Now this the exact same thing we'll be using Selenium instead of Beautiful Soup. Let's see how long it takes to scrape the same data. We go again static Selenium. Okay. Now in the previous one, when we were using Beautiful Soup, there was no window which was appearing. But as now we are using a Selenium, and it was mentioned here, we need a browser. So let's see what happens now. Okay. And also it depends on your machine configuration, how long it will take. But based on that, see now the actual website was turned on and we visited the website, then we scraped the data and we got entire thing and see how long did it take. It's the exact same thing we did with Beautiful Soup and the same thing which we did with Selenium. With Selenium, it took 30.8 seconds. Okay. And with Beautiful Soup, it took only 1.2 seconds. Now you'll be thinking like, then Beautiful Soup is the best tool because like see the time difference. It's literally 30 times. Again, it depends on the machine configuration, but still it's like huge time difference. But let me tell you all, why do we need Selenium and Beautiful Soup? Because you can't compare both of them. They both are like based on the use case, you are supposed to implement whichever is most useful. Now let's go to the dynamic website. So this website is a static one, the same exact same codes to script. Okay. Then now let's take the example of the same website, but right now, as you can see, the endpoint has JavaScript in it, which means this website is dynamic. Now, if we try to scrape the dynamic website using Beautiful Soup, let's see what happens. We hit Python dynamic, and there it goes, dynamic beautiful soup.py. Okay, it is saying only 0.74 seconds. We were able to scrape only the title which we are printing here. We can only see codes to scrape, but we were not able to scrape the actual codes. Now you all must be thinking, why did this happen? Because it is a dynamic element and Beautiful Soup is not able to detect it and not able to get the data from it. Okay, now let's do the same thing, the same website, the JavaScript one, and now we are using Selenium for it. Let's go dynamic, and here goes Selenium. Let's see how long it takes. It took 7.4 seconds, but the main goal was to get the data from the dynamic website, but Beautiful Soup was not able to do it. But right now we are using Selenium, and here it goes. We opened the browser window and it closed automatically, and see, we got our data. It took 21.6 seconds, but we got our task done because it was a dynamic website and Beautiful Soup was not able to get that data. So basically, like in short, if we say it is totally based on the use case, how you want to implement and what is the need, and based on that, you should be using these frameworks. Now, all this code will be available on the GitHub. I'll put it in the description box, even in the pinned comment. And this each and every code will be explaining. And now, just in short, like if you all must be confused, like the code might be wrong. If you guys are wondering, what if the Beautiful Soup code was wrong? That's why we were not able to get the data. So see, this class. So basically, when we collect data from websites, we need these classes are like locators, and we just tell the code like this is the place where you can find the codes. And on this website, this text is the class where the codes are mentioned. So the same class which we used here is been used in dynamic. See, we can see here this exact same locator is used here. So there is no issue with the code. The issue is the dynamicity, which is not making Beautiful Soup possible to scrape the data for us. And yep, that's all. We'll be posting more videos on automation and various things. So just subscribe, like, and comment if you need any other things to be included. And we'll see you in the next video.